Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Got a phone call here sponsored by go.tagjag.com/PC security. That's my new top 100 Windows security tips ebook. Available right now. You set your own price, minimum $5. This caller is going to get that ebook for free. This is Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Hey, I just had a question. I wanted to know, what do you think the best web hosting site is right now?
Oh, why do you ask these questions? Why? I tell you, every single web host on the planet, every single one of them, sucks. I don't care what any one of them says. I don't care what any one of them claims. There's not enough Great Juice Plus to get me through any kind of situation with any kind of web host. I have gone through more web hosts in my time online with my various websites, more than I care to imagine. And every one of them sucks. Every single one of them sucks. Sucks. I mean, I know you have no idea. And I tell you, here's why. This is why they suck. See, and people are going to tease out, URLs and everything. Currently, I'm with Atlas Networks here in Seattle, local boys. And for what they are, they do a good job. But here's the problem with most web hosts, if not all web hosts. Their skin's not in the game. And what I mean by that is this. Your website's up, it's running. Let's say you've got a website where you're selling stuff. Or maybe you have ads running on your site, meaning you're making money from your website, which is, important. Well, your web host isn't making money from your website. They make money no matter what. They make money even if you've misconfigured. They've made money even if it's down for one reason or another. The database has crashed or you misapplied some kind of software update. They don't care. Not a single web host on the planet cares that your website's up. They just don't. Their skin's not in the game. So I find it extremely difficult to recommend outright any single web host on the planet. Everybody's going to have different experiences. Certainly, it has been seen that the more you pay, likely the better off you're going to be. It doesn't always mean that's the case, certainly. For routine blogging, let's say, I've begun to recommend, just the regular old blog hosts like Posterous.com, Tumblr.com, WordPress.com. I mean, there's not a lot of monetization options in all those. That's a different problem altogether. But certainly, at least that your website is going to be up and running. Going with web hosts and kind of rolling the dice, sometimes you get what you pay for. Certainly, there are ways of saving money. I've had GoDaddy as a sponsor for quite some time. And for lower traffic or regular medium traffic websites, GoDaddy has been great. And I think the coupon code is CHRIS or CHRIS1. That we've got a few of them with GoDaddy. They've worked out well. When it comes time to scale into a massive amount of traffic, you're rolling the dice every single time. And you got, seriously, I mean, and this is, again, you got to understand, I've been doing this since 1996. I've been dealing with at least 10 different web hosts over all this time. And
oh, wow.
No, I tell you, it's been an absolute nightmare and a half. I've never, ever been just overwhelmingly impressed with any web host for the very reason that I explained right there at the top. Their skin's not in the game. They don't care if your website's not running. They just don't care. There's, now imagine if the web host did care. Imagine if they did have their skin in the game. Imagine if they'd lose 10% of, any kind of revenue that you drove or, any kind of money that you would pay out when your website was down. It would be in their best interest to make sure that your website was up, but not a single web host on the planet will do that. Not one. Certainly not one that'll scale with traffic. And that's after experience, dude. I mean, I tell you. And you know, but this is the thing. That's a pain point for me. It really is. And I pay good money for web hosting. Good money. Like more than, you know, some people would pay in a lifetime. I pay in web hosting to make sure my websites are up. But even then, I run into issues. Because here's the thing. It's one thing to manage a web server hardware. Another thing to manage web server, like the services, like let's say Apache or MySQL, or maybe you're running Microsoft IIS. That's another thing. And then it's yet another thing to manage and run the software that runs on top of everything else. So it just, every step of the way, I cannot tell you, it's laughable, honestly, at how bad the entire web host ecosystem has been for at least a decade, going on 2 decades of experience. And unfortunately, if you don't have a server admin in your pocket, a developer in your pocket, someone who could really make sure things are getting done, you're throwing caution to the wind. And it's better to go with hosted services that are dedicated to a particular platform that you want to use for that particular website.
All right.
Sorry if that, you know, wasn't exactly the answer you were looking for, but...
No, you helped me. You helped me a lot. Thank you.
Now, do your research, seriously. Because, you know, I mean, from across the board, you know, look at what people are saying. Look at how fast their websites are running. Everyone's going to have a different opinion. And for the lower traffic stuff, I tell you, you know, GoDaddy kind of overwhelms you with advertising and bombards you with upsells and everything. But they're not going to disappear overnight. And a lot of these web hosting outfits are rather fly-by-night. Because you don't know. I mean, they could disappear tomorrow. And everything that you've had with them, kind of goes up in smoke. So this is one of the reasons why I've, recommended for non-commercial ventures. Certainly the hosted blogging solutions, which will take care of maybe 90% of what you might need a website or a web host for in general.
Okay. All right, well, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for calling.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Seriously, man. I'd rather have an enema than switch web hosts again.